everybody, and welcome to another episode of Never Seen It. My name is Trent. I'm sitting here with the one, the only, it's Betsy.
For the purpose of this episode, I would like to be referred to as Betsy Satisfactory.
Oh, okay. setting the bar way, way low for the rest of 2026.
Well, given the movie we're about to see, I thought that's what we were doing, like doing fun nicknames.
Okay, well, what am I then?
Trent Adequate.
All right, I'll take that. Today, guys, we are continuing on with our predictions of what the hell is going to be nominated for Best Picture, because today we're watching Marty Supreme. Now, guys, stop me if you've heard this before, but Timothée Chalamet is starring in a movie that is probably going to get nominated for Best Picture.
It has happened a few times since we've had this podcast.
Uh-huh.
I think actually he's been in almost every single year, because he was in Don't Look Up, he was in Dune Parts 1 and 2, and he is in Marty Supreme. And A Complete Unknown, lest we forget that one.
Yeah. So he's kind of on a streak now, and I don't want to get into the whole thing about Timothée Chalamet saying that he wants to be great and his goal is greatness and all of the other self-indulgent bullshit that he likes to talk about. I'm not going to talk about that today because I was very impressed with his performance in A Complete Unknown, even though I don't like that movie. But today, we are covering Marty Supreme. Now, Betsy, I have seen a trailer for this. You have seen a trailer for this, but I'm having a hard time really giving a shit about going to see Marty Supreme based on the premise of the movie. What do you know about it before we kind of talk about the rest of what we know?
It's a period piece. I think we're in the 60s again, and it's about table tennis.
It is also based on a true story, a real guy.
What?
Yeah, it is.
Or is it that thing like Tar where it's not really a real guy?
I think it actually is a real dude.
All right, well, we'll fact check that after this introduction because I am not sure.
I don't think that the entirety of the story is really true, but I know there was a table tennis guy named Marty at one point.
Named Forrest Gump. That's all I keep thinking about every time I see one of these trailers. But Timothée Chalamet is in the titular role. He is Marty Supreme. He is a guy with a dream. He's a guy with a big ego. And he is really playing that up in the publicity for this movie, which I'm sure we will address later after we've watched it. And then as far as like the actual, how does this play out? Not really sure. I know Gwyneth Paltrow is in the movie.
Yep.
I know that it was written and directed by one of the two Safdie brothers. This is the first that, is it Benny Safdie? Is that this one?
I don't actually know, but I know whoever it is this the follow-up to Uncut Gems? It's the next one of his movies?
Yes, except Uncut Gems was both of them, and this is just one of them.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Uncut Gems was the Safdie brothers. This is just one of the two because they have split up. They are doing their own things right now.
Kind of like the Coen brothers.
So I expect that there's going to be a certain similar energy to Uncut Gems. At least elements of Uncut Gems are going to spill over into this movie. I know there are people who fucking love this. I have also heard people who are like, well, that's just like 2.5 hours of self-congratulatory white male greatness.
I've heard kind of the same thing where, again, Timothée Chalamet, say what you will about the guy, but he is very good in the movie. But as far as like the subject matter, I don't give two shits about table tennis. I know it is a skill that I will never possess. I know it is very, very big in other parts of the world. Great. It's not anything that I am interested in.
No, it's more, I think, about the guy.
Yeah.
It's about a dude with a dream.
A dude that is a cocky motherfucker.
Yes.
That's really what I'm getting from the descriptors that I've been reading about the movie. The trailer makes it seem like he's kind of a dick, but in a way that is maybe endearing. I don't know yet.
And you're either going to be on board with it or it's going to drive you fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of really apprehensive about here. Obviously, hey, it's kind of on everybody's list as far as it's going to be nominated for Best Picture because look who's in the fucking movie. And by the way, before we hit record on this episode, I asked Betsy, have we ever covered a Gwyneth Paltrow movie? And we racked our brains and we could not think of one.
Without fact checking it, none come to mind.
Yeah, that's on any of our shows, by the way. So this is going to be a first for Gwyneth Paltrow. I don't know if there's any buzz coming off of her from this movie as far as her performance, or if she even gives anything to the movie at all. I kind of don't like Gwyneth Paltrow as an actress.
Trent, I heard someone use the phrase, "she's still got it."
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
I am hearing positive things about Gwyneth Paltrow. I am hearing positive things about Timothée Chalamet. It's just more the characters in the movie.
Yeah.
It's going to be a coin flip, so I guess we're going to go find out.
All right. With that, we're going to go to the theater and see Marty Supreme. We will be right back with our reaction. And that, dear listeners, was Marty Supreme. Betsy, I don't know how you're feeling about this because as a rule, we do not talk about the movie on the way back from the theater. Instead, we were talking about an 80s song that was at the end of the movie. So please, Betsy, enlighten me and our listeners. What did you think about this movie?
This one is going to definitely be marinating for the next few days because it's given me many things to consider and think about. My immediate reaction, I'm leaning towards I liked it. You could say one thing about Marty Supreme. It is a confidently made movie, but it is also fucking batshit 90% of the time.
The pacing of the movie, I think, is the thing that is going to be in the conversation come Oscar time, because I don't know if I just got lost somewhere, but the main attraction here is, of course, Timothée Chalamet playing the lead role here. And I'm just going to say that this movie, it begs a question. Can you make your main character so unlikable that your movie is ruined as a result? I'm not here to say that it was ruined for me, but I got fucking close.
So you were pretty close to saying, I fucking hate this movie.
I hate this fucking guy.
Oh, yeah. He's an absolute piece of shit to the point that he's nearly irredeemable. And I'm not convinced that he actually learned any lessons in the entire movie.
I was convinced at a couple of different moments here that he was going to do some stuff that was going to be irredeemable. And, you know, considering the mountain of evidence that we have that he is a piece of shit and is kind of irredeemable, despite that, he doesn't go all the way.
He never goes beyond the line of being able to save himself.
At least in his own mind. I don't know if anybody else around him will ever forgive him or even should forgive him for acting the way he did.
I would counter that with something else, Trent. Everyone else in this movie is also kind of a piece of shit in their own way. Like, there's a whole bunch of bullshit with Rachel. Yes, he got her pregnant. He is not participating in this at all, but she tries to fucking manipulate him. She lies to him. She turns on the charm and the bullshit when she gets on the phone. She's trying to get money from this guy. She is lying to even Marty, saying, oh, my husband beat me and I need to get away from him. You know, she is full of shit. Kay, full of shit. I'm convinced the only reason she fucked him was because she wanted to have the upper hand in a situation, and she knew he was going to be performing tomorrow, and it's that thing that athletes don't like to do. I need a good night's sleep. I don't have sex before the big fight, the big game. And she goes in the middle of the night so that he is not well rested and he is distracted and he loses the championship. You can't tell me there wasn't some part of her brain that was thinking that when she went to his room.
She is the only one that sees past all of the bullshit. She knows to a T what this little piece of shit is all about.
But she also knows that he can be manipulated. Like, there are moments in the movie that she's choosing to do that.
What is she getting out of him, though, other than a good time?
She's getting fucked. Literally getting fucked. and she's there for it. And then every time she gets involved with him, something goes badly and she keeps crawling back for more. I don't know what the fuck she sees in him other than big dick energy. Like, genuinely.
Yeah.
But because she's engaging in this activity, she's a bad person. She is married. She doesn't need to be involved with this 24-year-old piece of shit, but she's doing it anyway. His mom is trying to manipulate him. His boss is trying to manipulate him. Rachel's husband is a piece of crap. He blows up all the time. Kay's husband is a piece of crap. He's rich and he knows it, and he knows he holds all the cards in this situation.
Yeah, and I'm just going to put this out there right away about him. Kevin O'Leary is that guy. He is not an actor. He is a businessman, and he is a human piece of garbage. He sucks in every way possible. Okay? I'm not going to elaborate on anything more about him. I think he is a bad person.
Okay, we'll elaborate on that offline because I don't know who that is.
I'll
he
tell
definitely,
ya.
he looks familiar, but I don't know why. But that's a lot of this movie.
He's on Shark Tank.
Oh, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's a lot of
anyway.
things about him that you do not know.
But that's my point, is there are a lot of people in this movie who are bad people. And I don't really want to root for any of them. And they are manipulating him and he is manipulating them. They're all a bunch of bullshit artists. You don't want any of them to succeed. And when bad things are happening, am I supposed to feel bad? Because I don't.
Not
I don't
at
feel
all.
bad.
Not at all. When you look at every character in the movie, everybody kind of starts at a negative. Nobody is like positive here, except maybe his friend who is the taxi driver. He participates in the hustle, but that's probably the worst thing that he does in the entire movie.
He's trying to get by. He's at least presenting as a nice guy while doing it.
He's also using him in the process. They go way back, and some assholes lose their money along the way. I don't give a shit about that. But when everybody starts at a negative, you can't really like anybody. And at the way end of that number line, at the most negative that you could possibly get, is Marty. I have known people like this, Betsy, and they just irritate the ever-loving piss out of me. Anytime I'm around them, anytime I hear them talk about their big plans and I'm so important, I'm so smart, I'm so this, I'm so that. I understand you have dreams and you want to put it out there in the universe, and there's a lot of people who say stuff about manifesting success and money and whatever. It's complete and utter garbage.
He is unserious about this process. Like, if you really want this, he says something in the movie where he's like, if I believe hard enough, things will just happen for me.
He's not even honest with himself.
No, if I have enough confidence in myself and can bullshit the right people at the right time, I am going to succeed at my goals. He is not serious about actually doing this. If he was, he would be practicing. He would be not fucking around with the wrong people. He would be getting sponsors. He would be the guy in Japan. The guy in Japan who he plays and loses to, that is a man who is serious. He is serious about winning at this sport, being the best. Yes, he doesn't look like he's any fun because he's so serious, but guess what? He's the fucking champion. Marty is a piece of shit who's just like, why do bad things keep happening to me?
Now, and he also is going to blame his circumstances, whatever they may be.
He's a victim all the time.
Everything is going against him. When he loses, he immediately goes over to the judge or whoever it is and demands a rematch for whatever reason. They don't actually go into it, or at least if he does, I didn't hear him, because everybody is celebrating the other guy's win.
Who deserved it. He earned the victory.
Yes.
He showed up ready to perform, and he did. You showed up, and you fucking choked. Whose fault is that?
It's always an excuse. At the end, when there's a chord behind him, it just comes up again. When he's complaining at the end of the tournament, he goes up and starts complaining about, this guy shouldn't have been able to do this, or it's his paddle, that's not a regulation paddle, you shouldn't be able to do that, you shouldn't be able to do that. Well, dude, he's better than you. And because he is so convinced himself that I am the best, I am entitled to this championship, even though I'm not better than everybody else in the room. One person was better, and that's unacceptable. I can't stand people like that.
I think setting this in 1952 also adds to this aura where America are the fucking victors.
Oh, yeah.
We just won World War II. We dropped the
Swinging
bombs.
dick energy all over the place.
We saved everybody. We're the fucking heroes. There was a lot of national pride, which is why he's like, I'm going to be on the cover of the Wheaties box. America is going to come in here and be the winning team once again.
Yeah, we're going to, I mean, he doesn't say this, but we're going to take this table tennis thing that Asia has really gotten obsessed over. We're going to take it over and we're going to beat them.
Because we were still very sensitive as a nation about the Japanese. We're just a few years removed. We haven't gotten over some things yet.
As Americans, we cannot be seen as being inferior, especially in sports.
And especially after something like World War II.
Well, yes, any kind of competitive thing. That's what I'm saying. Americans are cocky motherfuckers, okay? We have always been like this, especially when we create our own fucking sports and export it around the world. Well, when people from around the world become better than us at something, we can't have it.
No, and we do not use this sport yet. So we got to get good at it because everyone else is enjoying a good time and we're feeling left out.
Yeah.
But of course, table tennis is going to be saved by this one schmuck from New York City. Good for you, Marty Supreme, the name you gave yourself.
Oh, man.
They kept saying his name is Mauser, and I was like fucking Mickey Mouse? That's what I kept hearing. Marty Mauser sounds like Mickey Mouse.
It kind of does.
And I'm sure that wasn't a mistake. There's something there to make you think.
He is kind of mousy, though.
He's just this squeaky little guy.
He's a little tiny thing.
He's a little guy.
Yeah. So going into this, Betsy, I didn't mention this in the intro, but I kind of thought this movie was going to be like that Nike movie where it is the origins of table tennis happening in the US, and he engineered this table tennis ball to be the supreme ball. And this is his like rags to riches story about I engineered the perfect ping pong ball to bring me to stardom and whatever the fuck else. I kind of thought that's what this movie was going to be about.
And it has like nothing to do with the movie.
It has nothing to do with it. It's barely mentioned once and then once more again. Then it's nothing. Okay, then I'm left with this character who I fucking hate going around the world trying to get by. I would be on board with a story about a down and out guy who has some skill in something. And this is kind of going against what I normally say about movies like this, but it could have been one of these inspiring sports movies. This is not a sports movie, number one. And number two, there is no inspiration here whatsoever. By the end of this movie, I don't know if they're trying to manipulate you into thinking, oh, he's finally made it. He accomplished his goal. He beat his chief rival in an exhibition match, by the way. But he beat his chief rival. He gets to come home. He sees his baby for the first time. And finally, even though he said it before, I'm never going to settle down. I'm never going to settle down. Well, finally he can. He beat his rival. He comes home. He's going to get married. He's going to have a kid. And he's going to have a normal life finally. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
No, by the end of the movie, I'm like, I don't want you to win. You're such a piece of shit. You don't deserve to win.
No, and at no time does he ever apologize. Honestly, the only time he ever does is when he gets on his hands and knees before Kevin O'Leary and asks for forgiveness and I will do anything for you. And as a result, he gets fucking spanked.
He is so desperate to get to Japan that he will sink to these levels, regardless of the fact that he can't even get in the championship. The brackets are already made. He hasn't been participating in any of the preliminary stuff. He's just been fucking around for a whole year.
Yeah, and there's some stuff here in the background that they're not really addressing here. Yes, he is kicked out of this organization. He has this huge fine, so he can't actually compete. But he has this other thing, this arrangement with the Kevin O'Leary guy, to be able to go over there, get paid some money. You have to lose to this rival because it's good for the brand.
It's all spectacle. We're just giving the people a show so that I can sell more pens.
And think about what I just said. For the brand. In this year, 2026, and in a lot of years prior to this, it's all about promoting you. Not what you can do for me, not what you're good at. No, it's you as the brand. Your name is the brand. It's him talking about being the face of the sport in the US, being on the Wheaties box, calling himself an athlete. And I'm not saying that he's not, but what I'm saying is the degree to which he is elevating himself to this, to these heights for no fucking reason. It's all in his own mind because of where he comes from, because he just says so.
He doesn't have the goods to back it up. I will say he's a good player. Great.
Absolutely.
But as I said, he's not fucking serious about it. And for him, when he finds out that he can't play in the championship, he wants a real game with this person just to say, I beat you. I beat you. I did it. It doesn't matter. The game doesn't matter. It's like fucking Rocky. I was thinking of Rocky in the fact that that is an arranged boxing match. And, you know, Apollo Creed does not prepare for it.
It's an exhibition match to celebrate America.
But Rocky takes it very seriously. And at the end of the movie, you know, it's not about if Rocky wins or loses. He just wants to go the distance.
Right. And at the end of that movie, you feel good even though he loses.
Meanwhile, Marty Supreme, he wants the same thing. He just wants to prove that he can beat this guy. But the way he approaches it, I'm like, I don't give a shit, dude.
No.
You have done every wrong thing this entire time I've been watching you. I don't think you deserve to win. And he has that moment where he's just like, I hope you win. I hope you win. After he has his little exhibition, he can feel good about it.
But only after he wins. If he lost, Betsy,
he would have thrown a fucking fit.
He would have thrown a hissy fit and maybe done something that he would have completely regretted.
And now he's just going to go home and tell the girl he loves her and looks at his baby and cries. I'm like, how did we get here? Is it literally just as simple as you needed that tiny victory in your own small brain to feel like you actually are a winner and that you can back up all the bravado that you've been spouting for God knows how long?
Yes, he needs a win in order to just put it in his own mind, check off that box, I won something. It's not a matter of just competing and getting to the fucking finals at a really big event. This tournament is a big deal. The best are coming from all around the world to compete in this tournament. You got to the finals. You should be happy. You should be proud. And you should train for the next thing. Don't be a fucking dick.
And he hasn't been training. He's been fucking other people's wives. He's been stealing jewelry so he can hawk it. He's been, blackmailing people for their dogs.
Yep.
He has been doing all of this horrible shit instead of the one thing he should be doing, which is practicing his sport.
And he has a way to make money. It's just not enough.
He doesn't want to make money that way.
Betsy, he has the personality type from the guy in The Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort. He can just lay a line on you. And maybe that's why he's able to fucking bag Gwyneth Paltrow on this movie, because he can be that charismatic, I guess. But he has an opportunity here working in this shoe store to be the manager. He's not satisfied with that because it's not what he wants to do.
It's too small for him.
Yeah. And again, the way the movie is kind of manipulating you into trying to be on his side, that this is too small and you need to go after your dreams, Marty Supreme.
Here's the thing. I don't think it is. I think the movie genuinely wants you to hate this guy.
I don't know.
Which is why I'm saying I'm pretty sure this is the intention and it feels confidently made. I don't think that the writer and the director of this movie for 1 second hesitate in what they want this guy to be. I think they know what he is, and he's a piece of shit. That's kind of in line with Uncut Gems, as we said in the intro.
Yep.
This is one of them. This is Josh Safdie, so it's not both of them, but there is something really egomaniacal about the guy at the center of the movie.
That's the word.
Who does not care about all of the damage he does in his wake. And every day of his life, it feels like has to be chaos. It's just something that happens because of how he acts. Every situation he gets into turns explosive. There were so many moments in this movie where I was completely taken aback because the thing that happens has no business happening, but it's like the universe just can't help itself around Marty Supreme.
Marty just needs to get his ass kicked. Seriously, Betsy, I think that would probably cure him of a lot of his attitude towards other people. But he keeps getting away with all of this shit that is happening to him. When we finally get to the climax of the dog storyline here, When we get to Penn Jillette's house for the second time, I didn't even know he was in the fucking movie. But at night, we're going there. We got this fucking what seems to be a goddamn mobster in the car wanting his dog back. He goes in, and I knew what was going to happen here.
Well,
we
sure.
knew Penn Jillette had a gun.
We already did this once before.
He's already prepared to shoot people who are looking in his fucking windows. And yeah, we see all that happen, and he gets off scot-free. Even his woman gets fucking shot, or maybe the glass cutter, I have no idea, but she gets injured, and all he can say is, more lies. Yeah, I got the money. There's so much money. You did so well. He can't even tell the truth to her in that moment.
And at this point, she didn't even need to do any of this. She did this on her own.
She did.
He had kind of broken off this situation and said, I'm not going to try to get money from this guy anymore.
But I think he infected her so much with all of this bullshit, that she sees a way to get through, to get whatever money that she can, because she knows that the guy has money.
She's got to impress Marty. She's got to do something to make herself seen by Marty Supreme.
Yeah, and when they're driving away from that house, she's even asking, you got the money? It's so much money, right? You're going to be able to go to Japan.
Yeah.
She is one of his biggest fans.
Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Did I do good? Please,
Yeah.
I desperately need your approval. Why?
Why?
Because he open mouth kisses you in the back room of the shoe store? Like
Very sloppily.
Okay, that was sucking face. That was like most like your jaws are unhinged and you're gonna swallow each other like an Ouroboros.
Betsy, and then we have the look who's talking scene
Oh
of the sperm going into a fucking egg. Where else was Josh Safdie inspired other than Look Who's Talking? Come on. There's never been another fucking movie like that where we have that depicted.
And there certainly isn't another movie where the egg then turns into a ping pong ball.
Never.
Like, I'll tell you, the movie starts and I'm like, okay, this is the kind of movie you're watching.
I would have been completely on board with a movie like this if it kept on going in that way. Make it more of a slapstick comedy. Make it more into something where I can... Yeah, okay, maybe the character is kind of a piece of shit, but he endears himself to the audience or the other people. Or
a lovable piece of shit?
Yeah, but again, there's just no redeeming qualities about this guy other than the fact that he does come home at the end. And with that, we're going to take a break. We're going to compose ourselves and talk more about Marty Supreme right after this.
Are your ears tired of the same boring podcasts? Is the wait until the next episode of Never Seen It too much to bear? Then why not try Never Seen It premium content? The exclusive episodes on patreon.com/neverseenitpod take care of those hard to clean areas in your mind. It can handle dramas, romance, horror, and so much more. Use Never Seen It premium content during dental work, while skydiving, or even in your car. It's even gluten-free. So what are you waiting for? Try patreon.com/neverseenitpod today.
So Marty sucks, but Timothée Chalamet playing Marty, what are your opinions about him? Because he's been nominated now a number of times. He's never gotten over the hump. Do you think that maybe this is his movie, or what are you thinking about him now?
Timothée Chalamet is very, very good in this movie. He is so unlikable. He is completely committed. And the chatter is mostly about, well, he's one of these method guys. And when you're watching him out on this campaign trail for the film, he is doing some batshit stuff. And so you kind of beg the question, where does Timothée Chalamet end and where does Marty Supreme begin?
Yeah, I already kind of didn't like the guy, but I respect him as an actor. When we did our Complete Unknown episode last year, I said I was very, very impressed with him. He really showed me something, and I know it was between him and one other person. And I would have been completely okay with him winning for that movie last year. And this is where the dynamic between the guy and the character kind of comes into play. Yes, the character is completely unlikable, and yes, Timothée Chalamet is kind of unlikable. So he's kind of born to play this role.
But that's what I'm wondering, because I don't really understand Timothée Chalamet, the person. And it just feels like in the last year or so that he has been in Marty Supreme mode, where he is going out there acting like an egomaniacal little maniac on his press tour.
And it's not even just the press tour of this movie. What I'm saying is the thing that I mentioned in the intro, where he, as an artist, he wants to be the best. He wants to be one of the greatest of all time. He says that without any kind of humility whatsoever.
I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's good to
I
have
think
goals.
there is.
I think it's good to have goals. And when you're like 27 years old, you could say things like that because that was a little while ago. Now he's pushing 30, I think. And he is in a movie where he's saying things like that. So this is why I'm saying I don't really know where the line is drawn. How much of this is really him? How much of this is him playing it up so people are talking about him and remembering him when Oscars roll around?
Betsy, I'm not the first person to make this comparison, but he reminds me of Leonardo DiCaprio in his younger years, where he is really going after these very unique roles, and he's getting a lot of buzz for Oscar stuff, and he never gets it. And what I said a couple of years before he actually did win was that Leo really needed to get out of the suit and tie, get out of these pristine movies, and get into the fucking dirt.
Get messy.
Get messy.
Ugly. Get dirty.
Yeah, I didn't mean literally hollow out the carcass of an animal and sleep inside of it. I really didn't mean it like that, but he did win his Oscar for that. I'm kind of feeling the same way about Timothée Chalamet here. He is a good actor. I'm very impressed with his work when he's actually on screen. I can see what is going on behind the eyes. Very impressive. But that's not how to endear yourself to an audience. Whether it be on the screen, off the screen, you're talking about yourself like you are the second fucking coming. I don't appreciate that. But maybe it's just his fucking generation of people who are very, very motivated and very, very competitive with the field. In the old days, actors would always congratulate each other. Actors would just heap praise upon all of the other people that they're nominated with. But in this case, if Timothée Chalamet wins and wins for this fucking movie, we will never hear the end of it.
I think if he starts winning, we'll find out because the Golden Globes are, I think, today as the episode is dropping.
When this episode comes out, yes.
If he wins, we'll get to hear what he has to say. And I think that's going to tell you everything you need to know about who he is as a performer, who he is as an actor and as a person. I don't think he's undeserving. I think it's a really, really good performance. It's just the guy that he is playing is such a monster that it's really, really hard to root for him because, as I said, it's separating the art from the artist. And that line is really blurred right now when it comes to Timothée Chalamet. But I will also say a year or whatever ago, he went to a Timothée Chalamet lookalike contest because he's like, fuck it, let's go.
Here's the deal. I want to love Timothée Chalamet.
I know.
I really do.
He's
with
kind of a goober.
His fucking nerdy cred when there's a fucking YouTube video of him taking apart an Xbox 360 controller and giving a tutorial on how to repair it. Are you fucking kidding me? That's him. It's him doing all of his stupid fucking rap videos. I love that. I want to love this guy. And you doing this as an artist, saying that you want to be the greatest actor of all time, fine, you can think that way. Don't say it fucking out loud.
Or if you're going to say it, rephrase it. Rephrase it, say it in a different way. Don't say I, and he didn't say I am. He said he wants to be.
And that's fine. If you, God damn it.
This is what I'm saying.
I can't get past that.
It's a line. It's a very, very thin line that we're dancing. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, the bottom line is I don't know how I feel because he has been out there in Marty Supreme mode for about a year where I'm just like, you are being very big, you're being very loud, you're doing a lot of stunt type things to get people to pay attention. Like last week or whatever that was from the time we're recording this, he was on top of the Sphere in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, why? Because it's a look at me, look at me. And for the movie that he's promoting, it makes sense. So when we get beyond Marty Supreme, is he going to be like this forever? Is he going to be a completely different person?
Yeah.
I guess time will tell.
As I said, he's kind of born to play this role. I couldn't think of anybody else who could possibly do this. At least not now anyway. But let's talk about the rest of the people in the movie. at least while we're here talking about actors and whatnot. I mean, the only other person that we knew in the movie was Gwyneth Paltrow, and we were just talking before we hit record that she hasn't appeared in a movie that was not an MCU-connected movie for over 10 years.
She's also been doing like her lifestyle brand and a bunch of shit not related to acting.
She doesn't need to act anymore.
She doesn't need to. And it's kind of a bummer because, yeah, it's true. She's still got it. Watching her in this movie, she's very, very good. I understand why people are like, don't forget Gwyneth when the awards season rolls around.
Yeah, I agree with you. I also really appreciated the scene where he interrupts them on the stage where they're going to do that play, okay? Where, again, she's throwing everything back into his face. But you know what? She's listening to him, and he's got a point about the other actor on stage, basically saying, hey, you're not method acting enough.
This guy who just strolled in and saw one scene understands the character better than the guy who has been awake for 3 days and is now frustrated the door is locked.
Yeah.
And it's weird that that is included in this movie because, as I said, Timothée Chalamet is another method actor. So for him to be in a scene talking about method acting while he's method acting.
It's also her being an actress that hasn't performed forever, hasn't acted in anything forever.
There is an element of the meta to this scene in particular.
Yeah. But again, right after this, when they shack up for a second time, he's just in bed laying out his entire plan. I don't give a shit about anybody but myself. And she essentially calls him a child in that, how do you expect to pay for dinner? How do you pay rent? How do you live? Money is an important thing in life. And how you get it is having a job, doing things for other people, not just being a goddamn con artist.
And he ebbs and flows so much in the movie, like, I'm not going to do the Harlem Globetrotters. It's a fucking joke. But then he loses and he's like, I would love this job. They're some of the premier athletes in the world.
And when he says no in a way that is insulting.
He can't just say no. He has to throw it back in your fucking face.
Yeah, and when he's with Kevin O'Leary at that first dinner meeting, he's got a pretty good opportunity here. He understands the possible appeal of table tennis in the US. He's a businessman. Who the fuck cares if his business is pen ink? You know how many people got into the sports business and had nothing to do with it? Does Jerry Jones ring a bell, anybody? He's a fucking oil tycoon who owns the Dallas Cowboys. But because he is so high and mighty in his own mind that I'm better than anything that you have to offer me, I'm going to throw whatever this opportunity back into your face and say, no, I'm going to do it my way because I'm already above you.
But then his way is trying to steal the necklace from the woman he is fucking to hawk it. And when he finds out it's costume jewelry, he goes back and he's like, I was going to steal it.
I felt so
sell
bad.
It, but I felt bad.
And again, she sees right through him.
And she still goes home, gets a real necklace to give him, and then they almost fuck in Central Park, just out in the open in the middle of the night. And when they go back to her place, he's like, well, could you get me a different necklace?
Yeah. It's also, again, lack of consequences for their actions. They are getting arrested by these two cops, and the only way that they're not getting arrested is because she fucking bribes them with that necklace.
It's exceptionally bad for her as a celebrity. If this goes in the papers, it's really bad, especially when she's in a brand new show.
Yep.
And the last time we see her in the movie,
she's crying.
She's crying because I'm sure that the review that she got was really bad. It was the first time in 20 years.
Is that what it was?
Yes, because it's the first time in 20 years that she has acted. Mm-hmm. She's on the stage and we see that moment where she makes her appearance and everybody applauds, but her back's to the audience and she smiles like, oh my God, I've still got it. They still remember me. And then at the party, her friend, PR guy, Isaac Mizrahi, again, I don't know why he's in this movie, but that's something the Safdies like to do is put random people in their movies.
Yep.
But he says, I've got the editor of this newspaper and they're going to read you the review. And she's holding up the phone. The next time we see her, she is sobbing in her room. That is because she was clearly given a review that was very bad about her performance.
I'm glad that you explained it to me because I was going to ask you about that. I did not understand why she was crying in the room, but that makes total sense.
And that's also why he's like, oh, now is a bad time to get my necklace. So I guess I got to go get a spanking from her husband instead.
Right. So again, he just moves on to the next thing.
The next grift.
This chick is not going to give me what I want anymore. And even before that, before they go into the fucking house again, and after they're let go by the cops, they're standing by the car and he asks, well, you got 25 of them. Can you just go upstairs and get another one? Like a fucking child.
He is a child and he needs to grow up. And are we to believe at the end of the movie that's what he's going to do?
No!
When he sees his own child, when he finally accepts, yes, this is my child. We had a baby together, and now he's crying because he's a father.
What are the odds that you put on him seeing this, crying, and then, oh my God, the weight of the world is now on me. I'm going to run away. You will never see Marty again. I think there is a non-zero chance that that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, are you going to give up your dream? Are you giving up table tennis? Like you accomplished the goal you wanted and now you're going to be a shoe salesman, the manager of the shoe store in whatever part of New York this is, and you're going to be a dad and it's all going to be great. What seems more likely with this guy?
I could just as easily see him running the fuck away.
But he came back, and that's the thing that I think we're supposed to take away. Like, oh, he flew all the way back from Japan to be with her in the maternity ward.
Somehow he convinced all those army guys to let this guy ride back on the fucking army plane.
They watched him win. That's the group of guys that were there, and he just got in with them, and they did him a solid.
Okay, before we talk about anybody else here, during that match where he wins, the Kevin O'Leary guy goes backstage and says, if you don't lose this, you're not going to be back on my plane. And he says something about, I'm a vampire from the 1600s. I've been around for hundreds of years. I've seen many, many Marty Supremes, and you're not special. What the fuck is that about?
I have no idea. It is the single most bizarre thing anyone says in a movie full of people saying bizarre things.
Yeah, I just did not know what to think about that.
It's the way he is conveying to him, people like you come and go every day, and I am ever present. And I get it. I understood what his meaning was. But for him to say, I was born in 1601 and I'm a vampire.
Very, very specific.
That's very specific.
Fuck me, man. Oh, I'm not going to talk about him. I've already said my piece about him. He's fine in the movie being this smarmy businessman. But who else we got? Fran Drescher is in this movie for like 2 scenes.
She is his mother. And as I said, even she, the limited time she's on screen, is lying to get him to pay attention to her.
Yeah. The first time we see her, we kind of hear her first. She's trying to get Marty to come home because he's never home. And she wants him to, I guess, have a normal life. Like, why are you trying to go after this table, this ping pong thing? You should come home with your mother and work at the shoe store to make some money so that we don't get kicked out of our apartment.
And then she's just sort of there and doesn't say anything the rest of the time. Like, you're going to be a grandmother. You're going to be, it's her, her and him, they're having a baby together.
I wish they had more for her to do. Honestly, I think Fran Drescher is fucking awesome.
It's great to see her in literally anything these days.
Acting in anything. Yeah, and she's no longer the head of the guild anymore. So
that was absolutely shocking to me when I found out she was the president of the Screen Actors Guild a couple of years ago when they were striking. I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Because you don't think of her in that capacity. You think of her as that comedian, funny sitcom lady from the 90s who hasn't really had a movie career.
Right. But as long as we're kind of on the lady train here, the gal who plays Rachel, I don't remember her name. It's Odessa something, right?
I believe so. This is the first time I'm seeing her in anything.
I've been seeing a lot of just her in not only clips from this movie, but also clips from that new HBO show, I Love LA, with Rachel Sennett. Those two are kind of thick as thieves, and she's kind of becoming a big thing. Like, both of them really are. But do you think that she's got any shot here for Best Supporting?
She's also very good. I wouldn't rule her out. As I said, she's kind of in her own way awful just because she is trying desperately to get Marty to pay attention to her.
What I really appreciated about her acting here is when she goes back to her husband, wakes him up, and says, the baby's not yours. The aftermath of that is just him going on a tirade, waking everybody else up on this floor, and just standing there taking it. Because number one, she fucking deserves it.
She also doesn't give a shit. She's hit the I don't care part of her life.
Yeah. And she's got this in her mind that I've got a plan for later. I'm going to swindle this other guy out of his fucking money because she's seen Marty do it so many times, I guess. But I really liked her in the movie. She doesn't have a lot to do because it's all focusing on Marty.
But you do see the effect he has on her.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning, it just seems like they're fooling around because they want to. But
They're
then
young and horny. Who cares? Who cares?
But then when there are consequences to their actions, she's like, we need to get fucking serious now.
Yeah.
Look, do you not see what is happening right now?
And again, going back to him, he's a little shit who says, I pull out every time. It's impossible. It's impossible.
I pull out. You know, it couldn't be me.
Yeah.
I'm not the father.
Did your husband pull out? You know, that, oh my God.
The rational thing for a young person to say. And then at the end, he's fucking crying when he sees his baby. I don't get this guy.
I don't know. But, you know, that's pretty much it. I mean, Tyler, the creator, is also an actor in the movie. He's the friend.
I was trying so hard to place him because I've never seen him act before.
No.
And usually he's wearing a hat. I think that's why I couldn't place him.
That's very true.
He was good, though. I haven't seen him act in anything. And yeah, he's very solid in the movie. I don't really have anything negative to say about him. He's just also kind of there.
I do like his scene though when they do win all the money from all those guys in the bowling alley / table tennis thing. That was really weird. But I do like their scene when they're in the cab and they're running outside of it, singing along to the radio. That was really cool. It was fun. But, you know, that's pretty much all the main actors here. I already mentioned Penn Jillette being this loner guy in the middle of a shack out in the middle of nowhere.
Almost didn't recognize him. And I saw his name in the credits.
I didn't, though. I recognized him before you did. And I said, that's Penn Jillette.
But he's not wearing glasses. His hair is short and gray. And I was very confused.
Yes, yeah. But, you know, he's not really an actor, but he has shown up in a lot of movies.
He is a performer. First and foremost,
You're right.
It's just whatever capacity you want him in.
Yeah. And Betsy, we've gone this entire time here and we've barely mentioned that there's a lot of ping pong being played in this movie. So one thing I will say about that, number one, I don't know how the hell anybody does this in real life. It seems impossible to me. But the other thing, were you taken out of the movie because the ping pong balls were fake?
I mean, every time I saw one, I assumed it was fake, but I don't think it took me out of the movie. I just figure either they have gotten very, very good at getting short clips of them playing for real, or it's a completely fake ping pong ball every second of the film.
I don't know about every second, but when they're really, really going for it,
sure,
it looks bad. I'm sorry.
I didn't think that. I disagree, but
I don't think you were looking for it like I was looking for it, because I had it in the back of my mind that, okay, none of this is really real. I know that Timothée Chalamet trained to do the moves and everything, and he is very believable in that, but they're not hitting these balls. I'm sorry.
I feel like we would be surprised to hear how much they actually are hitting ping pong balls in this film. Yeah. I'll bet if we read into it, we're going to find out much more is real than is fake.
I just kept thinking about The Hustler and how many fucking trick shots that they do on a pool table in that movie.
And they learned how to do them for the movie.
It's the real actors doing it. There's only one scene in that movie where there's a trick shot that was done by a professional. Everything else was done by the actors.
And this is a different sport. It's definitely a different skill set. It's not impossible to learn, though, especially if you just need a couple of shots of you hitting it.
And I'm sure, again, I'm not taking anything away from the people who are literally hitting the balls there. I think there's a lot of really great shots of people playing table tennis in these rooms. There's especially one here. It's even before the semifinals, it is a long corridor shot where you see all the guys on either side of each table, and it keeps on going, it keeps on going, it keeps on going, much like one of those really old Hollywood shots where it finally meets up with Marty at the end of the table. But as far as, you know, again, this is not a sports movie. This is not a table tennis movie. This is a fucking asshole movie. Anyway, Betsy, I'm kind of done talking about this movie. But are there any moments here that you wanted to mention? Anything else?
What do you think about the use of music from the 80s? This movie is full of 80s synth pop classics.
Yeah, and I would rather they do that and go full bore with that than do both, trying to have it both ways.
And they do. Like, it feels very much like they are consistent from beginning to end.
The ambient music in the movie, especially that scene that I just mentioned of them outside of the cab, the ambient music makes sense. But it's when it's the, I don't know, part of the soundtrack where the music is playing and clearly it is a song out of the 80s. It did not detract from me. I thought it was fine.
I feel like it's another very specific choice. Like, when you think the 80s, you think of like Wall Street and greed is good and where America was as a nation, as a people. There was a lot of big ego in the 80s. Making it an 80s soundtrack in a movie set in 1952 and 1953, it kind of makes sense in a weird way.
I don't know if they're trying to like make a statement here.
I think there's definitely a choice that was made, and that's where my brain goes as to why they made the choice.
Yeah, the final song here, the lyric starts, "Welcome to your life."
Yeah, the movie ends with "everybody wants to rule the world."
Yeah.
Which I feel like if you work backwards, they probably had an idea. They wanted that song in the movie, and everything else got added later.
I think you can extrapolate a whole lot with the lyrics from that song and apply them to the movie. And especially at that moment when he's looking at this new baby that is absolutely his, you could question, is he crying because he is in love with his new baby? Or is he crying because, oh my God, this is my life now? Shit. I don't know. But anything else, Betsy?
Which moment in this movie made you gasp the most? Was it the tub falling through the ceiling and crushing that guy?
Yeah.
Was it the gas station where he has blown gas everywhere and then the power line falls and there's an explosion? Was it when Penn Jillette just started shooting people? There are so many moments of that in the movie where I'm just like fucking covering my mouth. More than once, my hand went over to my mouth because I was so surprised by how much the movie just jumped.
Yeah, it reminded me very much of the big jumps in Uncut Gems. There's only like one that I can think of in that movie, but still, they come about very, very quickly. But again, there's no consequences to any of these moments. For Marty, anyway.
No, he just gets to live happily ever after, ?
I don't know. But I have a question. What do you think the significance of him saying I love you to everybody? He says it to the owner of the shoe store. He says it to Rachel. He says it to his friend who is the cab driver. Why is that?
It kind of feels like the moments in the movie where he is at his lowest, he finally has to have a little bit of humility, and to get what he wants, that is the thing he needs to say in that moment. Like, literally, when he says it to the guy at the shoe store, that's his uncle. And that's why they're doing this. Because he's having him arrested and he doesn't want to go to prison. He wants to go to Japan. So he will say whatever he needs to. And in this moment, his uncle needs to hear, I love you.
Yeah, God damn it, he's such a piece of shit.
When he says it to his friend, it's right after the fucking dog gets away and his car got all jacked up, and that's his job.
And he's is this either right before or right after he says, oh, can you give me that money? I will bring you 100 times as much when I get back from Japan.
He's constantly manipulating people, but when he knows he cannot do anything else to manipulate them, that's where it becomes I love you, which is a different kind of manipulation.
He says it to the people who already know that he's a con artist. But I will say, before I completely end this thing, one thing I really, really, really liked is the artist depiction of Marty in that poster that he's playing in front of in Japan.
They have some really cool 1950s era appropriate advertising in that scene.
It's so great.
And it doesn't.
I hope that people got to keep that.
Yeah, it looks like him, but it doesn't. It looks like him, but evil.
It's stylized.
It's stylized so he looks like the bad guy.
Hell yeah. I just thought that would look great.
Yeah.
But all right, Marty Supreme.
Do you feel any differently now that we've stewed on this, or is it making you lean harder into, I don't think I liked this movie?
Here's the deal, though. It's not a matter of me liking the movie or disliking the movie itself. I don't have to have it be a binary choice.
You can like it and still think he's a piece of shit.
Absolutely. The character himself, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get over the fact that this guy sucks and have myself watch the movie again. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But as a singular experience, I did enjoy myself watching the movie. The pacing was go, go, go. There's so many different things happening at the same time. Everybody has different motivations, and I got there, but am I satisfied by my experience? Yeah, I guess. But whether or not that's going to bring home Oscar gold, I have no idea. So we've already kind of mentioned the big ones here. I think it will be nominated for Best Picture. He's probably going to get nominated for Best Actor. I think the gal who plays Rachel, at most, she's going to get a supporting nomination. Maybe
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Maybe Gwyneth.
Honestly, Best Supporting Actress is going to be a very, very competitive category this year, it feels like, because we've talked about so many women who could potentially be in that field. Already. And we still have lots of movies to watch, I am sure. Maybe director, because usually if you do picture, you get director, but there's so many fewer director spots than there are picture.
I think director is probably up there because it is such a frantic fucking movie.
Yep.
And by the end of it, I wasn't confused. A good director does not confuse his audience.
No.
Even when a movie like this is so fucking frantic.
Yeah. And in that regard, screenplay, original screenplay, I'm sure.
Agreed.
Possibly editing, because the editing is good. Like you said, it's not confusing.
Especially with all the sports stuff, too.
Yeah, sport movies are hard to do. To make them interesting and actually feel like, oh, this is a real event that I'm participating in.
I liked the little interstitials between, hey, it's the semifinals or the finals or Tokyo or all the different places that they follow the Globetrotters to, which, by the way, you forget the reason why they're called the Harlem Globetrotters is because they tour the fucking world.
And they're from Harlem.
Well, yeah.
Both things are true.
Yeah. And, you know, like the minor awards here, maybe costuming, maybe sound, because again, all the different ping pong sounds everywhere. And sports movies usually get that. Sports movies, war movies, and sci-fi usually get sound nominations.
Maybe production design if we're really being generous.
Yeah, that's a stretch.
I mean, it's a period piece.
It is a period piece, and there's a lot of stuff from that era. I get that.
But it's also in New York where there's just a lot of streets that still look like this.
You're right. But all right, Marty Supreme. That is the end of our conversation for today. Guys, I really want to know what you think about this movie because Betsy, in my opinion, is, of course, just this podcast. There's a lot of other opinions about this movie. There's a lot of other opinions about the man himself. Please send us your thoughts to neverseenitpod@gmail.com, just like our superfan Stephanie did when she finally watched the movie Sinners.
Trent, when this email came in, I was shocked. I was shocked that she had not watched Sinners yet.
But Betsy, if she had watched it, she would have already sent all of her thoughts, months ago.
It's true. She sent them as soon as she had them, which is now.
Yeah, so she finally watched Sinners because I think it's been on streaming, so a lot more people these days have been able to access it.
We watched it on streaming.
We did.
So it's been on streaming for quite some months.
Yeah, anyway, so Stephanie finally had a chance to see Sinners. She says, "This movie was incredible. I knew I would like it, but I just kept on putting it off so that I would be distraction-free." That's a good plan. I am so glad that I did because hot damn, Sinners is fantastic. Agreed. Even though I am so late to the party, it surprised me. I definitely got From Dusk Till Dawn vibes, and I can see the faculty in it too.
And I haven't seen The Faculty, or if I have, it's been 20-some years.
Those are two movies that were made by Robert Rodriguez, who is one of Ryan Coogler's heroes.
But as we know, Stephanie is a fan of the horror movies, the horror genre, so she would pick up on that a lot faster than you and I.
Definitely. She says, "The character Annie was my favorite. She was so great and had so much heart. The twins were so interesting and cool. Sammy is a great main character. Mary is fun and chaotic from the beginning. And Bo and Grace broke my heart a little because you can see the love there. I like that they touch on some common vampire tropes and expand upon them with the hive mind aspect." Yeah, as we talked about in that episode, anytime we watch a new vampire thing, we like to examine the lore, like how do these vampires get killed?
Do they keep the rules as are set forward, or do they break the rules to meet their own ends?
Or is it something completely new? Yeah, I like that too. But she ends by saying, "I love the camera work and editing. I have not seen too many 2025 movies yet, but this has got to be nominated for something. Love you guys from Superfan Stephanie. Betsy, you just saw here just a little while ago an article or somebody posting something about this might actually break the record as far as how many nominations it will be up for.
Yeah, they are banking that this could go well into the double digits. And not too many movies have managed that, just because there's a ton of actors who could do it, screenplay, director. We talked about that at the end of the episode, and we said, surely it's too early to talk about Oscars. It's never too early to talk about Oscars.
Oh no, we were very much aware that this is going to be in the conversation come the end of the year and 2026.
And it has not gone away.
Yeah,
this movie has been on people's minds, if not at number 1, at number 2. It is in their top movies of 2025, so it's going to be showing up when Oscar nominations come out in just another couple of weeks from this recording coming out.
Yeah, and we've been seeing a lot of people as like top 10 of last year, and a lot of folks are still putting Sinners at number 1. And I'm very excited for the prospect of what's going to be happening in a couple of weeks when we finally get the nominations. But that'll be a conversation for another day. So if you guys would like to be like Stephanie, thank you, Stephanie, by the way. If you guys want to be a super fan like Stephanie is and all of our other super fans, you can email us, neverseenitpod@gmail.com. We also have all of our social media links posted in every single episode description. Go there, follow us. We post extra clips and you can hear us talk about, I don't know, random shit. The things that you do on social media, I guess. But also, if you want more content from us, we have 5 other shows available at patreon.com/neverseenitpod. Every single Wednesday is a brand new episode of one of our shows, including every first Friday of the month is our Conversation Pit episode, where Betsy and I just have a conversation about something. January's episode is actually all about Betsy and her love of being on stage.
If you've listened at all the last few months, you know we've been recording way out of sequence because I insist on having multiple hobbies in my life.
Yeah. Not just a podcast, guys. She does stuff outside of this house. But that all being said, Marty Supreme is done. Next week, Betsy, it's still before the Oscar nominations. I just said that. What are we going to be doing here to kind of fill the time before we know what is actually going to be nominated?
Well, because of my aforementioned rehearsal schedule, we did not have time at the end of 2025 to watch a highly anticipated movie for us. So we are finally going to be doing the third in the Knives Out series. We are watching Wake Up Dead Man.
Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out drama
mystery.
That's the word.
That's usually what they call them.
Yeah, Rian Johnson's latest movie. Because of course we have to cover every single Rian Johnson movie in existence from now until he stops making movies. So until next week, this has been another episode of Never Seen It. My name is Trent.
My name is Betsy.
We'll catch you next week for Wake Up Dead Man.
Bye.